Today is December the 25th, 2019. A new fresh start from Flushing. Okay, let's walk around in the community, looking at this beautiful sunlight. Yeah, everything on the earth come from the energy actually comes from the sun. I'm talking about the manifestation of the so-called organic substances. Organic, people say organic means they have life. And when you look at the organic so-called life phenomena, and when you look at the chain of the energy, and when you trace the chain of the energy back, and guess what? It comes from that wonderful bright sun. Yes, the sunlight shines on the green plants, and the green plants turn the sunlight into food for the animals. And the food digested and broken down, energy is released, so-called ATP, and it drives the entire molecular level of operation, molecular society. Yes, energy comes from there. As if, is that all? No, that's the blind man. That's the blind man's approach and understanding of the world, the operation, which is the knowledge that is being taught in all schools, modern schools, as the truth. Is it the only truth? The whole truth? Absolutely not. That's a biased, limited, minute truth. However, understanding that level of truth is also important. That allows people to understand the limited law operating and restraining certain level of life. Yes. But knowing the law and then try to manipulate the law out of human desire will suffer great consequence at the end. That is for sure. So modern science, modern technology all belong to that realm of driven by human desire, wanting to conquer nature in order to live a better life and try to play God. If the desire is so big, I want to totally dismiss God and teach children that there is no God. All there is science and technology, and you can do whatever you want, and all you need to do is to code fit for survival and competition, and compete with each other for the limited resource on the earth. If that's the philosophy that start to enter children's mind, they certainly will no longer be able to do well. They actually are facing the danger of being totally eliminated at the end. Why? Because they no longer conform to God's requirement for the human beings. Human being, the reason human being is different from the animals is because human being is subjected to a different set of law in the universe. Animal level has animal level law. Human level has human level law. And the human level law is what the human being understand to be called human moral principles. on the land of China, 5,000 years of civilization, culture, and the morality of humankind is fully displayed. All possible experimentations in the human world have been carried out, and data has been stored and recorded and passed down to now, so people can use that and don't need to repeat the same mistake again, and understand what kind of experiment leads to what kind of result, and therefore from those results we extract the message called moral. So Confucius teachings, they, as a matter of fact, are the scientific data accumulated from human experimentation throughout human society, one round another, one cycle after another, trials, and eventually precipitated in the format called 仁义礼智信. 仁 kindness, 义 loyalty, 礼 etiquette, 智 wisdom, 信 faith. Also called 修身齐家治国平天下. 修身 cultivate 身 body, but that is a holistic body, which definitely contains mind, body, and spirit. Cultivate mind, body, and spirit. 修身齐家. 齐 means harmonize. 家 family. 齐家 to harmonize the family. 治国 govern the nation. 治 govern. 国 nation. 平天下. 平 peace. 天下 under the heaven. To bring peace and prosperity to the whole world. 修身齐家治国平天下. 仁义礼智信. Confucius teachings. Oh yes, those are the things, definitely, are just like the light from the sun, and those are the spiritual energy and the guidance and the source for our children, and they must have that. So this is the reason the whole Elephant Institute has been building the Chinese charter schools. A lot of people say, Chinese charter school? Are you trying to bring communist China stuff to America and try to dictate American people? Oh no, we don't want to give you that charter. No, you're wrong. The whole Elephant Institute was founded by a persecuted scholar who came from the communist China, who always stood up against the evil ideology of communism. And throughout the journey of building the whole Elephant Institute, it was a journey of encouraging those who actually got deceived by the Chinese Communist Party, those who made a deadly vow to the communism, to devote their life to communism. Those were labeled with a tag called Communist Party member, CCP party member, Chinese Communist Party party member, CCP, right? Chinese Communist Party, CCP party member, CCP Youth League, CCP Young Pioneers. Yeah, those people, they give their life and loyalty to the devil called the communism. And the whole Elephant Institute, the entire journey basically is to encourage people to be awakened from the lies, and to know the truth, and to quit, to do the street quits from those terrible, shackles and handcuffs of their spirits, and those bondage that they've been forcefully put on after violence and deception living in Communist Party of China, living in China, ruled by the Chinese Communist Party. So the Whole Elephant Institute not trying to spread the Chinese Communist Party culture. Exactly the opposite, because communism has been infiltrated all over the world, and America, in all regard, in all social stratum, look carefully practicing communism, and especially also schools. Students are being, taught those ideologies are exactly in the same system of the devil: communism, atheism, so-called modern science as the whole truth, especially the so-called Darwinism, social Darwinism, and a lot of horrible ideologies are poisoning their mind, and it is time to clean that all up. And the reason it's called a Chinese charter school is because the name Chinese has much bigger inner content. It is not about a race. It is about a splendid 5,000 years of history on a amazing stage called the Middle Kingdom, 中国. The Middle Kingdom. The Middle Kingdom is a stage that the Creator has been, using to show the whole world the key principles, the key concepts that at the very end, humanity as a whole must recognize and understand, so that they can understand the law of the universe, and they can be guided and eventually to return to their true home. So those are much deeper messages that take another separate time to talk about. In any case, yes, Chinese charter school has a very important mission in America. Chinese charter school is here to wash away the poisons of communism, to wash away the blindness brought to the world due to the so-called modern science and technology. The Chinese charter school will bring back the wonderful heritage that has been created by people from all over the world on the stage of the Middle Kingdom, 中国. And although now people recognize it to be the Chinese culture, but it is a divine culture that is brought forth by our Creator for all people in the world. And that is for exactly this time, for people to be able to get the spiritual nourishment, just like the sunlight, to deliver the energy in the format of food. Chinese culture is just like the sunlight to deliver the spiritual nourishment in the format of knowledge. Yeah. Alrighty. This is the area that the reason being paused is because this is the neighborhood that the Whole Elephant Institute first landed in this community, and we had our important office right down this path. As a matter of fact, This is a house that is the house of a wonderful lady, Helen, and she was rescued by Chinese people as a Jewish little girl. Anyway, this is the tree that day there was someone came with a knife, challenged the whole Elephant Institute for money, and how the whole Elephant Institute stood up to defend the very, very fundamental principle, and also through the righteous force, energy from violent death. Here we go, 14425. This is the building that our first office was right here. Yes, very good. The sunlight on Christmas Day. Yeah, the whole Elephant Institute is committed to bring our children the nourishment, the spiritual nourishment, the mom's milk, called the Chinese culture. Already. Pause.